Hello, everybody. This is Chris, and this is Bar 911-970. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And I thought I would leave this up for a little while before I started broadcasting, so this way it would give people the opportunity, if they so chose to see what's going on and wait around and see when I was going to broadcast. So thought I'd try something different. And plus, I had a couple of errands I had to do anyway, so I had to take care of those first. So what I want to talk about today, and as usual, um, if you want to ask questions, all you have to do is go on my Google Plus page, and you'll see the live broadcast there. Click on that. There'll be a Q&A button, so you can ask or make a statement if you want to. So if you follow me on Google Plus, it's going to be a lot easier to do. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're not going to have that ability. So go over to my Google Plus page and see it there, and you can ask questions or make statements if you want to. But as you can see with the title of this video, I'm talking about, unity, what are we doing wrong? And I want to talk about the people in the quote-unquote truther movement. I don't want to talk about, the either potential trolls or, people that just want to start things for entertainment. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the people who are in the know, or at least trying to. This is a very interesting world we're living in these days, where there's so many things going on, there's so many distractions, there's so much divide and conquer, there's so many things that are misinformation or questionable, that it makes us wonder what is real, what's not real, what's true, what's not true. It could be frustrating. Ultimately, the end goal is to stop the criminals that are ruining us, no matter what they do. So even if there's little distractions here and there, the ultimate goal is to never take your eye off the ball, in the sense of finding out what can we do to make this a better world for all of us. Now, every now and then I'll get comments from people that are not trolls. I'm talking about people that do make videos and are in the truther movement and may have been doing it for longer and know a lot more, where they'll almost insult you if you're not on their level. And what I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, is when things are presented to you, they're presented at a time when it's right for you, when you can handle it. It's almost like if you think about, what if you only had one chance to meet your soulmate and you ran into him when you were 5 years old? I mean, then there's a missed opportunity there. So sometimes information may take a while to get to you because you may not be ready to understand it. You may not be able to handle it. It just may not be the right time. So to make somebody feel bad that they're not on the same level as you is not the way for us to unite and work together. It's bad enough we have trolls. It's bad enough we have haters. It's bad enough we have people that don't agree, people that are fighting us, and the people that are controlling us. The reason the people at the top are so good at what they do is because, to a certain extent, they're very united in their causes. That's why you see all countries have taken themselves off the gold standard. That's why all countries bomb the people. They don't bomb their own government buildings. They work together. They profit together. They may not always trust each other, and there's always going to be backstabbing and ego in play. But overall, they're pretty much on the same page. And what I want you to think about in this quote-unquote truther movement, and I say quote-unquote because it's hard to know what is the truth, is think of it like we're all mountain climbing, and we're all attached by a rope. Now, for the person above you that's a little bit higher in the mountain, for them to make you feel bad that you're not at the same level they're at does not help, because if they fall, you're going to fall. So help them to get up higher. Help them to find a better way. Because when one falls, they all fall. So we need to find a way. If it's okay to disagree with people, because like I said, we're at different levels. Like, speaking of which, the past couple of days I've been talking about this stuff with the Mandela effect. Now, let me explain something. I do not believe anything 100%. I will give it its ability to present itself, because I've learned in life when something presents itself, there's a reason for it. And that could mean it's bringing you to a truthful path, or it could be on the way to a truthful path. Or it can also teach you what you don't want. Sometimes you have to understand that, people can even say in religion, they'll say, well, why does God allow bad things? Well, maybe one of the reasons, if that's the case, is because it's allowing you to see for yourself what you don't want. So even though I've been showing the stuff, and yes, I showed the DVDs of the Forrest Gump because I've seen it so many times that I remember it clearly as life is a box of chocolates. And I remember mirror, mirror on the wall, not magic mirror on the wall. Now, we could be mistaken. That is always a possibility. In the truth movement, you cannot be 100% saying this is the truth, because you really don't know unless you created that. But what I'm doing is saying, here's evidence of what I've discovered. Here it is for you to see, for you to make your own judgment. It's not, this is how it is, you must believe me. That's kind of how the news is. So my thing is, I can give it credence to see where it will lead me. And if ultimately I find out the whole thing's been debunked, I won't lose anything, because then I realize, okay, that's a path I don't need to go on. Because remember the other day, and not many people watch them because they like the fear porn and they like the drama, whether people want to admit it or not. If I talk about helpful, respectful, peaceful things, they're the lowest videos that I have. But if you talk about things that are scary and dangerous and painful or hurtful, you're going to get a lot more views. The other day when I was talking about the Mandela effect, I was having 50 people watch. Now I'm having 14. So it shows actions speak louder than words. Most people want drama. And again, as usual, as soon as I say the numbers, people disappear like they're embarrassed or something. But whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Because I've said it all the time, and I'll say it again. It's about the few that care, that matter to me. It's not the quantity. Because the average, you could see in this world, the masses don't care. The masses want what they can get for themselves. They will be sneaky, they will be dishonest, they will steal, they will look the other way, and they will think everything's fine. That's what the masses do. So that's why I don't worry about ever getting the masses, because they're asleep. They don't care. So of my 25,000 plus subscribers, if only 13 of you right now are going to be kind enough to listen, which there will be more over time, then those are the people that are important to me. But make no mistake, I've learned in my life, especially recently, and the more experience you have, the more you start to learn things, even if they have to be presented to you several different times, is that when something's presented to you, instead of ignoring it or dismissing it, listen to it, pay attention to it, and see where it directs you. And then if you learn something from it, either positive or negative, it had a purpose. So there are people that have seen the videos that I made the past couple of days, and they say they agree with it, and it resonates with them. There are a few people that have said it's absolute BS. Remember what I said. Each person's truth is correct, but it's our own experience. And when I say unity, it's all about people that are trying to do good. Help those who are on different levels. Don't say they're foolish. Don't say they're silly. Don't say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't say, oh, you really are in the dark. Oh, I've known about this for 6 years or 6 months. Congratulations. There were plenty of people that knew things way before you. So instead of insulting or using condescending language to make yourself seem more superior, realize we are all human beings. We all need to help one another. Otherwise, how are we any better than the people who hurt us? So some people say things like, oh, talking about the Mandela effect is just another distraction. It absolutely can be. I do not doubt that one bit. Now, if you watch mainstream media news, how many news channels are actually going to admit that some of the things they talk about could possibly be different or wrong or mistaken or flat out lie? They never will. Me, what I'm saying is, here's what I've noticed. It got my attention for whatever reason, which means it has a purpose. I say, here is what I found. Draw your own conclusion, and let's see what it unravels. If all of a sudden I get a bunch of people saying, hey, Chris, I just want to let you know that stuff is not true. Here's the stuff. Well, then at least I know that is a route I no longer have to take. But if it ends up more and more people say, wait a minute, those things, they were a different way, then I could say, wait a minute, this does hold meaning. So again, stop being afraid of looking at things. The problem in life is if you're going down a dead end and you stay there for the rest of your life, you can turn around. So we need to help each other. So like I said, view the people in this community, anyone that's trying to help in whatever way they can, because each person's going to be different. If we all were teaching the same thing, there would be no need for multiple channels. So people are going to be on different levels. People are going to be thinking differently. People are going to have different belief systems, different ways of getting their knowledge at different times. So instead of abusing those who may not be on your same level, help them. Help them to grow. Use your words kindly. You ever hear the expression, it's not what you say, but how you say it? Read some of the condescending comments. I mean, there are one or two, but like they say, a few bad apples can spoil the tree. And when somebody's trying to help, having somebody come along saying, oh, you're not as good as me, or you're not on the same level as me, is not being supportive to people who are only trying to help. And we need to change that. Because if we cannot help work with each other and ourselves, how are we ever going to defeat what is already a massive uphill battle? So a person in college should not insult a kindergartner, but should be happy they decided to go to school in the first place. So keep in mind, there are people that are higher than me. There are plenty of people lower than me in the sense of knowledge. Now, that doesn't mean everything I have is right or everything is agreeable. But I get new people to my channel all the time. I make them feel welcome. I don't make them feel bad. Oh, you don't know any of this stuff? How dare you? No, it's like, okay, well, here's a place that you can come and learn things. If you want to ask questions that I can answer, I'll be more than happy to answer them. We bring them up by teaching them. You cannot teach somebody with negativity because negativity begets negativity. And that's one of the things I've learned in the beginning when I first started this and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was very frustrated, very angry. I wanted to force my beliefs on other people. And if somebody didn't agree with me, oh, they were a hater. Now I realize everybody's perspective is correct. So all you can do is present the information and let them get their own opinion on it. Whether it's right or wrong, you can't control that. So again, if we do not help each other in this community, excuse me. All right, sorry about that. I had a bad connection. But hold on. Okay, yeah, it's back again. Okay. So again, we have to learn to talk with each other in a better way, in a positive way. Don't say you're stupid. Don't say you're wrong. Don't insult the person. Don't be defensive. Don't use your ego or your vanity to make yourself feel more superior because you know something quicker than somebody else or got the information earlier. I mean, that's nice. That doesn't make you king. And we have to stop that. Divide and conquer works on so many different levels. We cannot. All right, there we go. I don't know what the problem was there. I got disconnected from my channel and everything. So who knows? Maybe the powers that be are having fun with it. So if anything, I want to keep this short. Just let's learn to teach each other, help each other. Like I said in the beginning, we are climbing a mountain. We are all attached by cords. Some people are higher, some people are lower. But if one falls, we all fall. So if we don't learn a better way to teach each other and uplift each other, instead of insulting each other to make each other feel better about themselves, then are you really trying to help the greater good, or are you just trying to help yourself? I'm here to try and help as many people as possible. If I wanted to be selfish, I wouldn't even have a channel. I would just do this stuff, collect my gold and silver and my own thing, because I'd get a hell of a lot less abuse from some people. And I wouldn't talk about the things I learned. I would just benefit from them for myself and sit back and wait to see what happens. But I care. And that means I'm going to present things that may be strange, may be different, may be crazy, may be even wrong. But the beautiful thing about showing something that is wrong, if that's the case, is you say, okay, that's no longer a door I need to enter. So there are two possibilities when it comes to things. They are true or they are untrue. Sometimes it could be a little of both. The only way to find out is to present them and look at them. So a distraction for me is not going to be 20 years. I'm not going to be on the Mandela effect for 20 years. I'm going to present it and see now what evidence comes my way. And if I find it's actually accurate, then I'm glad I found it. If I found out it's actually a total 100% BS, propaganda, lie, then I'll be glad I found it, because now I no longer have to focus on it. So people, you have to realize that good or bad, when something's presented to you, it's happening for a reason. You may not notice what it is. And sometimes it's to present something so you could say, you know what? I don't want that. But how do you know you don't want something unless it's there to present itself to you? If you don't pay attention to it, how can you learn from it? That's my thoughts. You can agree, you could disagree. You have the right to do both, and it is your own truth. I'm explaining mine. You may not understand it, you may not like it, but it's for me. If it resonates with you, that's amazing. If it doesn't, what can I say? So I'm going to keep this relatively short, which is actually an interesting thing for me. If you want to leave comments, they are always welcome and appreciated. If you want to hit subscribe, we always appreciate that. And don't forget to have a good day. And let's try and see if we could help each other instead of hurt each other. It's bad enough the bad ones are doing that for us. Let's not do it ourselves. Have a great day.